We drive back west towards Andalucia to see some strange stone formations.
We will also take you with us on a lovely rafting tour, and the scenery on those two tours are just amazing.
After all that fun, we will start doing projects and we will participate in some great community activities in Cartagena.
Hope you enjoy the video.
We go back because there is something very special that we want to see that we know we missed when we were sailing to Cartagena. The road to get there winds through a barren mountainous landscape. The road ahead has more turns than when you're tacking upwind. Squeezed in between the mountains, we see valleys where they grow typical Spanish agricultural products as vegetables, olives, orange, but the mountains themselves look bare and dry. Our journey continues through this mighty landscape that keeps surprising us with stunning views. As we got into Andalucia, the heart of Spanish vegetable farming, we saw large fields of salad. We decided to stop here for a little picnic. And that became an unexpected positive experience, because the air smelled like freshly cut salad. We have never felt something like it. Lotte is making coffee for us. Time to continue this road trip. We are getting closer to one of the goals for today. Now we are back in Andalusia and we're going to see a crystal cave. This is one of the largest crystal caves in the world, but what we didn't know was that we had to reserve time and buy tickets in advance. So even if it's low season, we can't go in, but we might return another time.
Vi får komma tillbaka en annan gång.
A bit disappointed, we drove towards the coast to get something to eat. See back, container. Not bad either. And we also took advantage that we had some extra time.
We have been swimming. It was about 24 degrees.
After relaxing a little bit, we continued to our next goal, but with several minor stops on the way. To enjoy the magnificent landscape. But before we get there, let's tell you a little bit of who we are and what we have done so far. We are a middle-aged couple that decided to quit working life to go sailing. We bought our boat in Yarmouth, and so far our adventure has taken us more than 5,000 nautical miles. We have seen some really interesting places and got some amazing experiences that we share with you. Our second goal was no disappointment. This is Las Gredas de Bolnuevo. Some amazing rock formation.
Amazing.
Some of the strangest we have ever seen. Those mushroom-shaped wind sculptures are really worth a visit. They are easily accessible right next to the parking lot and it costs absolutely nothing.
Cliffs or formations are created by the wind. The wind and water, it's sandstone which has been eroding over millions of years, creating this.
The sandstone contains lots of 4.5 million year old microfossils. I can see that Anders is preparing the drone, so let's go up and have a closer look at those amazing rocks from the air.
a very angry bee.
Well, Nueva, the wind sculptures. Now I turn around. This is quite okay. Maybe we should get a sign like this on Frida. We stopped to get some ice cream and enjoy the view. While we were sitting there, we noticed something yellowish, like fruit on the palm trees. Do you know what it is? Okay, it's beginning to get late and we have a long and exciting day tomorrow, so let's drive back to Cartagena to get a little sleep. But when we got there, we saw that we got a new neighbor. We gotta check this one out.
Wow. This is a second.
Unfortunately, we didn't have the opportunity to go inside, but we can look at the outside.
6 spreaders. Amazing.
Wow. It's not very wide.
Yeah. 53 meters and 13 meters.
13 meters wide, and I guess 60 meters tall.
Amazing boat. Really, really beautiful. This is a real ship here. Beautiful. Look at the mast. The dimension of everything is enormous. But it's so clean, so...
Yes, it's a real beauty, but to be honest, we don't want to change. The next day, we got up early to head inland to Kalispara because we are going on a rafting adventure.
About 12 degrees. We are quite chilled. But we are up in the mountains.
We got out in the sun to wait at the meeting point, but we drove in Colin to the starting point for the
We
adventure.
are going rafting, but all the drivers are driving up the cars to where it ends, and the passengers go up. I thought we were going rafting, not hiking. I wonder if that's the water, because then I don't think we have to worry about getting too wet.
Jag tror inte det finns en å till någonstans.
Det vet man aldrig. I got helmet.
Rio Segura.
Okay. I suppose this is a route.
This is our first time rafting experience. I've been kayaking quite a lot, but this is the first time for rafting.
Cold on the feet.
The raft already had water in it when we got into it, so it was cold and wet for the feet from the beginning. It was mostly Spanish participants on the tour, but they put us foreigners together on a raft that had an English-speaking guide. On the way down the gentle, calm river, he told us about the plants and wildlife, as well as the history and importance of the river.
¿Qué iba a decir? Que para que sepáis también un poco lo grande que es este problema, este río tiene 300 kilómetros, go to the river. And that is worse than if you go to nothing. ¿Dónde está? Es más team pescador. Pues todo el mundo tiraba los químicos. That plant that you can see on your left. Okay, no, on your left. That is the oleander. Okay, Spanish is balado batejo. and that is a poison plant that we are so accustomed to see between the high road. And that is because they put for now when that tree are sick or die. When they feel that, they go at the top top, they bring down the tree and they eat it.
The tour also had a couple of stops on the way.
First stop.
We are now at the location where there are fossils and 8,000-year-old Neanderthal paintings.
Here you have another one.
Fossil.
So, yeah, okay. Like that. You see that cave always for the same thing, because the archaeology come and they discovered all that thing to live, like a cereal, for example, that they plant on the top in the mountain, and all that painting was painting in the post-Paleolithic. The people in the Neolithic, if I have to stay 2 weeks for make a perfect deer or a perfect wolf, they stay 2 weeks. But in the post-Paleolithic, what they are making that painting, they start to paint outside the cave to try to communicate to the people. We can see that is broken, but I told you, let's see, it's kind of rock, so it's too broken. It's an animal with 4 legs, and on the head have the horn. That is a deer. Did you see the red rocks at the mountain? Sometimes the land that is red, that is land rich in iron oxide. Yeah. If you don't put that mineral, you don't have a long time in the ground, and that is who work. You see, you only need a little bit to print some.
It's red.
We thought this was a real highlight on a tour, and I have dreamt about seeing cave paintings from the Neanderthal since I was a kid, so this was really something we enjoyed and we learned a lot. But it's time to continue gently down the street.
Wow. Yeah, that is the
Yeah. Wow.
The river provides for quite a lot of wildlife, birds and other animals. We even saw a mufflon sheep, but I didn't caught that on camera.
That's the second stop that we have today.
This next up, we didn't have to go out of the raft to see an otter cave. They actually nest here. The tour now go into a canyon with high rocks on both sides. It was really a calm and enjoyable day with smooth rafting, and we learned a lot on this trip. But after the rafting, we were cold and hungry, and Anders and I didn't have any dry shoes. So after the restaurant visit, we went straight back to Cartagena. The next day we had returned the rental car, and I walked to the local markets in Cartagena, where they got lots of fresh vegetables, fish and locally grown vegetables. And if you are in Spain, don't miss to taste the jamón ibérico. During our winter stay, we usually do maintenance and projects, and now we introduce you to our biggest winter project this year. Change and reconstruct our spray hood, bimini and adding sides.
What we're aiming at is to keep this more or less as it was, but pulling this higher up, so those two get closer together, and we have a smaller angle over here.
We have got 2 color samples. We are not quite sure which one to choose yet. The one is more similar to what we have, and the other one is a little bit more gray, which I would like. We have thought about it and we looked at it in different light, but we fell for continuing with more or less the same as we already have. We will continue with this project in the upcoming episodes, so subscribe and hit the little bell button to follow this project along. about to make a little curtain that we are going to have in front of the doorway here, because we keep hanging this up so we won't get too much light in if there is a bright light on the dock. So that's what I'm making. Mini project so that we can sleep without getting disturbed by annoying dock light, but still get a bit of airflow when it's a capacitor. A little curtain, and when it's not in use, they can just hang there. We are going to the Cartagena Jazz Festival. Listen to Kenny Garrett. Back in Spain, you don't sit just quiet and listen. It became a dance party. We more or less went from one concert to another. This one by Cartagena's own liveaboard community's talent, the Shrines. Cartagena liveaboard barbecue, Sunday barbecue with live music today. Fantastic.
We've come from nothing, you and I. We've seen it all before. The violence is eyes. Thank you so much.
Some boat works are more fun than others. My specially decorated outboard battery, and Anders is going to spray paint the engine and propeller.
Hello! I'm trying to make a little bit of Christmas feeling in the boat.
Jingle bells, jingle bells.
Anders has started a new sewing project. It's going to make a protection for the dinghy so we won't get water into it when it hangs under the solar panels. Lunchtime. Now we have to pause. We work all day and the next day too. But then in the evening we decided to take a break and go for a walk.
Det är nästan stängt.
Yeah,
Går över varandra.
almost close.
That's why the harbor is so protected.
We are out for an evening walk.
And as usual in Cartagena, you'll find something old.
Nice view over the city, and you can see all the way. Marina is over there. What did you find out?
That's where the Roman theater is. This was a beautiful place.
Yes, it is. And just a few, 10 minutes walk from the marina.
Yeah.
Here they could make flour, and over there on the other top you can see what it looked like, because that one is still intact, maybe a little newer. And here was a small sanctuary on the top of the hill.
It was 6 pillows and one small piece still left there.
Yeah.
If that's original recreation, that's
Interesting. It's a nice place, and it doesn't cost anything to be in here.
no, it's a part of it.
Our Christmas decorated Frida. Now we're going for quiz evening.
I'm so happy. The co-hosts tonight is the Shrines. And they are happy. I'm so happy that they want
Yes, there were clues in the music. This was tricky. Thank you, Anna, for organizing.
to find a way alone. Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. In the next week's video, we will continue with our Christmas preparations. My brother will arrive, and we will focus on the big project with our new canvas. Hope you will follow us. See ya!